The reported assault on a passenger at the Pokwasi bus terminal at Lapaz, leading to the alleged death of the said passenger, has gone viral on social media with several reactions. We are currently at Pokwasi to speak to the eyewitness who reported this incident on social media. So, Ms. Entry, you happen to be on the very bus that this incident occurred on. What time did this happen and where was the bus headed?
Okay, it happened around 8:30, getting to 9 at Lapaz, Pokwasi terminal, bus terminal. So we got there and the mate told us there's an increment in the fare, that's 750 pesos. So we didn't agree, we just boarded the car, so we waited for many people to join. So when the drivers tried to set off, they started an argument with the mate, telling him like they don't understand why they've added 2 CD to the fare, which was formerly 550 pesos and now they are taking 750 pesos. So the argument went on for a while. So we got to a place where the mate decided to drop us. If we are not going to agree to the fare, he decided to drop us, so we complied with him. But there was this man who was telling the mate that he's not going to pay that 750 pesos. His last is 550 pesos. That's what he have on him. So we started the argument. So I paid for me and my brother. So we paid, and many people paid. So he got to that man and he said he's not going to pay. So he turned to a lot of argument, and the driver decided to get back to the station. So he's not taking us to Pokwasi again. So
at that point, where had you got into?
We got to Mount 7. I think Rasta Park. That's where we got to, and the driver turned and took us back to the station. So the argument was still going on with the driver and the passenger, the one who had the knock. So we got back to the station and they told us to get down. So this man decided not to come off the vehicle.
Are they giving you back your money? Those of you who had paid?
They paid us back. And they gave us a different transport. So this man decided not to get down. So the driver attacked the man.
Who attacked who first?
The driver attacked the man who was. Who said he's not going to pay the 750 pesos. So it called for help from other drivers and bus conductors who were available at that moment. And so they had a little misunderstanding. Later on, agreed and stopped the fight. So later on, there's this man from nowhere. I heard he was a bus conductor at that place for some time. He got his own taxi, and so he was there from nowhere and tried to hit the man. So the moment he hit the man, then he fell. That was all.
So you mean at the point when another person out of nowhere came to hit the man on the head, but then the entire argument was supposed to have died down?
Yeah, it was supposed to have died down, but the man was still like quarreling. But no bus conductor or driver was attacking him anymore. So this man from nowhere tried to hit him. So the moment he hit him, the man fell on the ground. That was where he got the scar on the head, and blood started oozing out from the head. That was what happened.
So what was he saying when he fell down? Did he say anything?
He didn't move. He was just lying there still.
And then they rushed him to a hospital, you said?
Yeah, they rushed him to a hospital, which I didn't know. They said they were taking him to the hospital, but I didn't follow up.
How long did it take before he was rushed to the hospital when he was knocked down?
Let's say for about 10 to 15 minutes. Yeah. So like people tried to pour water on him if he was going to shake a bit, but he did nothing. He was just lying down.
And from your estimation, he had died?
Yeah, that was what I saw, because he wasn't moving and there was blood oozing out from the head.
So if you hear some of the drivers saying that he didn't die and that he came back later to pick a car and all that, what will be your reaction?
Okay, I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe he could be on the coma. So maybe when later on they took him to the hospital, he could recover or something. So, but for that instance, what I saw, he wasn't moving. So I don't know if later on when they took him to the hospital, he became a normal or something. And I haven't heard anything about that such source again.
But the guy who knocked him, in that instance, did he stay around? Did you see him around?
He was around. Even the conductors who were there called him. Like they were saying, say, hey, what bonnet we na Ujani can't be fun on a fan to carry him the fan call. That was what they were saying. So he brought his car. He drove his car close and picked him into the car.
So he was the very person that took him to the hospital?
He was the very person, and I think some conductors and drivers who were around, they helped him, took him to the hospital.
Do you happen to pick his identity or anything?
Okay, the only thing we have now is his car number. That's the only thing we have.
And I'm talking about the incident. So what happened? Did you call the police or you also left or what?
Okay, at that instant, we were in a hurry to get back home because we stayed out for long and we wanted to come home early. And that was what happened. So we just picked a different car and left. So what happened again, we never saw anything again.
So as it stands now, you don't know if the police have been involved in the case or anything?
For that one, I don't know. If the police involved, I don't know.
Your final issue. What do you think brought about, we know it is about transportation and all that, but in general, what do you think brought about this issue, and how is it that they were not able to handle the issue?
Okay, like the man started with the fare increment were complied on Monday. So why are they taking the fare that 70 to 50% on that Saturday night? So he said it should be on Monday, but he doesn't understand why they are taking it on Saturday. That was all what brought the argument. Yeah.
You said he kept on raving and ranting even when other passengers. Do you think he was under any influence, say alcohol or something like that?
I'm sure he took in some alcohol. Yeah, I'm sure. Because the way he was talking too much. Everybody kept quiet and he was still quarreling with the mate. He was the only person quarreling with the mate at that instant. Yeah. All right.
It is confirmed that the assault suffered by the unidentified man led to him being carried away in a taxi owned by the very person who punched him. This is according to the eyewitness, Edmond Entry. According to him, from what he saw, the victim must have died as a result of the impact of hitting his head on the pavement from the punch he received. Drivers at the terminal also say that the victim survived and was brought back to the station to board a car to his final destination. There is therefore a conflicting report on what actually happened to the victim in this case. Reporting for Ghana Web TV, George AC.